That the humanities also encompasses science, and the body science so square. Yeah. And how does that happen? The humanities actually go in line and make them products. So they go into yes, people actually compete. The world returns back to us in the actually find a way to effectively estimate. The problem of identity in African art was very high in the 80s and 90s. Some of those who trained in Nigeria actually told us what they were doing. This one which was very high. Everything. When you aspire Egypt, so now. Again, I ask you, do you ever think that Egypt was a paradigm? The institution where I hear you, African exception. It's a continuing mind because I know that there's no way you can yank Egypt away from Ukrainian civilization. There's also no way you can yank Egypt away from Sub-Saharan. Because archaeology stress connection between the material cultures of Egypt. The story of the Muslims. Nile was the richest guy in the world. So think of how he had going up to Egypt on his journey to Africa. So Egypt was the first point. The second point was where they say African artists.
I woke up one day and told my mom that Mama, I'm no more a Christian. And she said, God forbid. She says, God forbid. I'm sure that one day my little girl will grow up and then come and tell me that, you know what? I do not want to be an African. I'm not going to say God forbid. How will you engage her? It's through dialogue and finding the balance from how that idea or how that knowledge emanates. So through such critical engagement,
About the very
rational,
you will find the reason. The thinking of everybody
can never be the same.
So the humanity encourages empathy and cultural understanding. And it does this exploration of diverse narratives. Do not lock one out and say that.
Do not say that.
It has the right to say it. So this narrative becomes the form of literature. So if for instance, writes something, I'm an artist, I'm vacillate across disciplines because that is where specialty lies. So I can see what he has created body of knowledge. Symbolic of question. And I can question. Question me does not mean I don't like what he has done. No. Questioning is proactive. Letting me get a clearer understanding of what he has proceeded. To either help me to get the further knowledge, branch out from what he has done, or to help me gather the idea and information that I can use to educate against we have been tasked with the duty of educating people. This would also come in the form of creation of historical narratives, or historical materials. As historians, we should be empathetic on how we deal with history. My very old friend called him. What they call him? He created a part of history called oral history. But the problem with oral history is that as the generation goes by,
keep transmitting things.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. They lost interest.
So it gets to a point where the story becomes a wash. And what is left is that
when you now start defending
my culture, no, it has to be like this. This case is very right. Especially in Benin House. And there's this ongoing, continuous crisis between the Benin people and the Yoruba people. And they say Yoruba is older than Benin. And the Benin say, gave Oduduwa, and Oromia came back to us, which is supposed to be our child. And then we created Benin Kingdom. And they say, okay, we taught you how to do the bronze sculptures. But how did you teach us? Archaeology has never found any remains of bronze making industry in Yoruba country. The one and the only one still active. So how will you have to be empathetic in how you handle the production in the historical context. Another core function of humanity is that it helps us in navigating the complexity of our modern day life, area of technology. The humanities provide the ethical framework guides scientific and technological progress. Like I said, technology becomes and if you do not adequately and effectively teach or show us how to manage this product, it may lead to destruction. We were having a very vibrant evening at the Dean's place last night. We talked about people who take the Promax. Very popular with this one called 419. What is that name? Yahoo Plus. Yeah. You see that these people operating on this side of society are actually doing things that are very ingenious. Just that it's ingenious in a dark light because it is not rational. It is not rational to trickishly extort fellow human. There is dignity of labor. People think that story in the Bible that manna fell is true. Manna never fell. It will not fall. The true thing about manna is how you tighten up your intellect. Is how you tighten up your brain to believe what you do. You don't have that belief. There is no manner of teaching that changes. Also, the humanity encourages us to cultivate engagement. And how does civic engagement is where it's almost like the Pharisee that bringing our matters under So, continuing engagement, continuing reflection. That kind of and it was not. It is true here that we begin to think that the identity of the other is to be constant. Benjamin's idea is something really very important. Why worry? And never be adulterated. Even if you let it be, it will not happen. Because the soul of Africa is the sickbed that anchored the whole world upon which we live today. I am going to lend us some ideas of
the core function of the humanistic in a very, very light way. This knowledge are not light. They are some of the knowledge that has actually held all humans to the point where we are. And what does the humanity educate us to become? They educate us to be ethical in our dealings. It educates us on how to be very, very rational citizens of wherever we come from. And when I say ethical and rational, you will get to know when the science begins to creep into the humanities. I'm sure you will hear a lot from Aja when he gets up soon. They may have come. You may have heard of the discipline that is called digital humanities. As flamboyant as the name sounds. But that is what we are in today. So what training humanists do is to be responsible citizens. Responsibility grows wide. Responsibility does not mean you only shut your own room with the key and go away and assume for your own safety. Responsibility is also looking at your shoulders. And if possible, absorb the Ghanaian philosophy of the Sankofa Delofa. It is very vital. If you twat one of those things, you are not living up to the expectation of what it should be. Great African leaders like Joseph Nyerere and the great Zulu thinkers. Zulu thinkers stated for us the concept of Ubuntu. Ubuntu tells us that I am because of all of us. And the great Joseph, the great Nyerere of Tanzania, walked on the Kiswahili philosophers created the concept of Ujamaa. Ujamaa becomes I am. So if these two people, the native Zulu thinker, philosopher, Julius Nyerere, in collaboration with Swahili Kings, they are philosophers, and they are telling us what the humanities should be. So some of the humanities done. The humanities encourages us or gives us that ability to think critically and reason ethically. Critically thinking doesn't mean that I understand the veneration of traditional African religion that makes me devil. What Western man was true of my religion. Thinking critically makes you accept all religion. There is an Igbo parable. I'm going to say it in Igbo before I try to transpose it. It says, the initial it used to say fire, which means that wind should. But actually, I extended that because there is no point. The critical finding is not always to kill the next one. It's only to find a way to contain the evidence. So that way, by thinking critically, you see all the viewpoints of people. No views become irrelevant. You see, if you don't want to use it, I'll try to critique and cancel it out.
No knowledge is waste. The story of progress is through critical reflection, ethical reason. In Uganda, currently Botswana, they adopted a leadership system that was titled the concept of the wise man. Affairs of state was brought and dealt with under the mango tree. That way, when leaders are supposed to hide in fortified units, they go hide this marvelous type closures. The affairs of state becomes the problem that everybody can deal with. Everybody's suggestions, everybody's idea can play. That's why. Take it to the bank. Even though Nigeria is giant of Africa, South Africa follows almost immediately. One of the most defining economy and culture. So one of the function of the economy encourages people and ethical reason. It does this by teaching people how to evaluate information critically, analyze complex issues, and question underlying assumptions. Because we can make assumptions quite easily. And all these are very vital decision making. I say ethical decision making also going to be talking very passively now, kind of edging into science. In tech-driven fields. Because maybe the problem that we are thinking about how the future will handle this thing that our present has created. You could refer to this thing that we have created as a mix that you all be hearing every day of AI. AI with artificial intelligence. The product we have created, and it becomes when it's not well tamed, it becomes a problem. But as a core function, the humanities is saddled with the responsibility of creating rational citizens who can rationally manage this product we are creating now. Secondly, the humanities entrench in us the whole idea of empathy and cultural understanding. What is empathy? Consideration. It's a core way to actually cultivate camaraderie in society, and by
participate in the same process. For instance, I look at this hall. When I came the last time 3 years ago, this hall was almost full. But today, maybe a lot of people are so engrossed by doing other things. But civic engagement, engaging with people, participating in things social. Whatever skill you have, not think that you have to continue to evaluate and reevaluate. That's when you become very good at it. And when you become very good at it, you become the final result. You get answers, whatever that comes up from that field.
And finally, the humanities, like I was saying at the very beginning, is STEM focused. STEM is STEM, which stands for science, technology, mathematics, and engineering. Or science, technology, engineering, mathematics. The humanities is focused, is right there, So why this science and technology focuses on functional motivation functional, the product. The science create the product. The humanities provide the why behind that product. The scientists, they provide the product. And then we in the humanities, we now ask the question, why was this product made? So when in understanding that why, that is where all these ethical things and these critical things come in. Because if we effectively use technology the way they ought to be used, we are bound to get positive results. And it will always cast us in the right line. So the humanities provide the why behind these innovations. The humanists ensure that society does not prioritize speed and efficiency. Speed and efficiency. Get the money very quick. The humanities probably does not support that. It doesn't support that even at the expense of human experience and critical reflection. Rather, studies have indicated that exposures to the humanities, such as through the arts, these things boost empathy and tolerance, which are essential for navigating both personal life and the professional environment. Why all my rambling may not make any sense. One thing remains very pure and very strong. And that is that what the humanity stands for is the force that potential can create critical citizens, rational citizens, and by extension, a better society. Thank you very much.